So I filmed this video in 2021 and I've talked about what happened to me then. But I think I need to open up a little bit more about how I dealt with things and whatnot from that time period, correct? I was working at an engineering firm. I was the project coordinator. I coordinated everything. I was doing all the small things. I was learning how to do pretty much all the jobs. On February 1st, everyone decided to up and quit, including the guy that I had been sort of talking to, at least in my opinion, we were talking. But later reflecting back, I think he was just being polite and he could not reject me properly. It took him the day that he left to tell me how he really felt, but he never actually explained how he really felt. Because he wasn't good with communication. Now, mind you, neither was I at that time. It's been a struggle. And I'm learning to be more open and try to communicate with people, especially people that I work with. I learned that you have to set really strong boundaries with people that you work with, like verbal boundaries. He kept telling me how much he enjoyed talking with me. He liked me. We would do special projects together. His uncle was our manager and would put us in positions to have special projects together. And if we were ever, in the truck together with work, they made sure that we sat next to each other. To me, it was all really weird and awkward. But if anyone knows me, I have a very strong, overgiving personality that I've been working on not giving so much to. And as an overgiver, I don't see how it's such a big deal to do all things with love and give to people. However, until you are in the opposite position, you don't see that. I don't see how I ruined the relationship because I overgave. And he never understood why, even though we worked together so well, and we worked together more than once, how he ruined the relationship by not being able to communicate, which was the most ironic thing because he couldn't text or call or write a message on chat for work. I would need his assistance at work and he would start to ghost me because he felt uncomfortable. I'm the type of person who knows where the lines are. Even if they don't see them, if I'm at work, I'm working. I focus on work. Now, if I have your phone number and we're chatting outside of work, I naturally always wanted to be everybody's friend, and I was trying to be his friend. And I had said that many times if you had seen my videos during that time, how I was only looking to be his friend. But I think the fact that I secretly wanted more eventually, but not at that time, scared him away. And the dude wasn't technically my type, and that's where I get in trouble. Because I fall for guys that are not technically my type, but I feel like I have some kind of deeper connection with because I like people based on their personality and how they treat me. I didn't realize what I liked about how he treated me wasn't the fact that he even treated me well. In fact, he treated me so wrong. And that's something somebody who is hurt, which I was very hurt and unhealed at that time, experiences all the time. They are naturally drawn to people who mistreat them, and they think that little bit of attention that they're getting is love. It's kindness, but the person's not in love with you. We often mistake love because we don't know what real love is. Because most of us have been lied to about what love is. And people start freaking out when you tell them you love them. But we forget that love is just a deep emotional feeling you have towards a person. You can love a friend. You can love someone and not be in love with them. So boundaries are important. Now, also during that time, I went through some major messed up psychological things. I was retraining my brain at that time because I was healing due to the fact that I felt not only rejected by the guy that I liked that I worked with, but everybody else on the team who had up and left. And it became my sole responsibility to save this company. It was not my responsibility, but I took it upon myself because that's what an overgiver does. I quite literally burnt myself out. I wasn't eating, and if you know me, I have to eat every 4 hours or I get sick. I really was not sleeping. When I was sleeping, I was having nightmares. And then I had a boss that liked to gaslight. and kept accusing me. This is probably the most messed up part. Kept accusing me of being in a relationship with that person who left. Accused me of being the mole, the spy. And if you followed along, you find out later that the guy who started the business, his friend who stayed, I tried telling them that they were best friends, was suspicious from the beginning when he was removing important documents and just throwing away things that he was told not to touch. I caught him red-handed. Nobody wanted to listen to me. It was not my job to save this company, and yet I did. Or at least for the time period that I was there, because after I left, they lost pretty much the contracts that I was trying to save. They sold their company to a much larger company, and they laid me off like I was nothing to them. But they didn't deserve me. And what does this have to do with love? Because of the heartbreak and betrayal that I faced there, I probably should have gotten some help. I did, eventually. And I learned that was not my fault. But for some odd reason, I became so attached to a particular person that I couldn't see anybody else in front of me. Somebody I just wanted to be friends with, but I became so attached and obsessed, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, if you've been around, I kept calling him my twin flame. That twin flame stuff is bullshit, people. And my gullible ass allowed people to keep telling me he was my twin flame. You all believe what you want to believe. But we all deserve love and to be loved in the correct way for us. But because I've never been loved in the correct way for me, I was seeking love and validation from people who were abandoning me because that's what I was actually used to. Making up excuses for people. I started to become jaded with love because I wasn't getting it in return. But that's because I was looking for the love in the wrong places. That's because my perception of love was not real love. The only reason why we feel like we don't deserve love is because of something that happened to us in the past or currently. If we would all turn around and just love and be loved and treat everyone with love and respect and not play these stupid games and act like we don't want someone we do want or pretend to want someone we don't want, which is another red flag, then maybe more of us would be in love. More of us would do our jobs properly. More of us wouldn't be in debt. And it's surprising to think that how love and being loved and treated with love in the right manner could really change the entire world. Not allowing that little voice in our head telling us that we don't deserve love because somebody that we thought we loved doesn't want us. We have to be willing to say, that's fine. I understand. You are not my person. But instead, too many of us, when we face rejection or we have a heartbreak, we go, this is what bothers me a lot of times. If I reject a guy, well, that's okay. You're ugly. You're not my type. We have to stop doing that, people. That's not fair. Now, I'm sure that's going to backlash on me because I've kind of said that in my own sort of way to people, but it's all in the context that I said it. Because I'm a woman who has more male friends, I often get put in that position. And because I probably share too much, because I believe in communication, I get put in that position where people assume things. I've had to tell many guys that they're not my type, which is ironic because my type is not a physical thing. It's the connection that I have with a person. And most people don't understand that because we live in a society where connection is based on people's appearance. We can only love someone if they're beautiful. I don't want to be beautiful. I want to be loved. So don't let other people's opinions of you and the rejections of you keep you from finding what you love and doing what you love. Because everyone deserves love and to be loved in the way that they want. And it will be different for everyone. and be okay with walking away when it's not.